A company of East German armor is slowly digging in to prevent our advance in this area. Regardless, we will break through their defenses. A lot of heavy metal has been assembled for that purpose. I've been given command over 2 platoons of M1 ABRAMS tanks and 1 platoon of M2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicles. But will this be sufficient? Well, that entirely depends on my plan for this attack. So I better make a good one. Hello there and welcome to a new episode of GHPC. So it has been some time since we have seen this game on the channel, but today we are gonna take a look at a feature that was recently added to the game and that I think is quite exciting. They have added a few missions with a command mode. So as you can see, we are not quite in the mission yet. It says down here start mission, and before we start mission we can adjust the pathing for the units that we have. We can also do this mid-mission if things should start to go very differently from what we have planned. But this is nice. This allows us to pre-plan an attack and then try to execute it. So first of all, I'm a little bit sad that there's no button to just, delete everything. Because this here, what you see here, this is not what I've planned. This is how the mission would play out if I don't change anything. But I am now gonna delete all the things. Yeah. I'm certainly gonna delete, I'm gonna leave these here, but I'm gonna delete everything else. All other nodes are gonna get deleted and I'm gonna make my own attack plan. Because we are on the attack in this mission. We are 1 platoon of M1 ABRAMS tanks. This is my platoon. Then we have another platoon of M1 ABRAMS tanks. And we have 1 platoon of M2 Bradleys. Unfortunately without infantry. It's just the fighting vehicles. And our task... So the enemy is slowly digging in to prevent our advance in this sector. We will be breaking through their defenses. The enemy is expected to be in company strength with 6 BMP-1s and 8 T-72Ms. While we have our 8 M1s and our 4 M2s, and we have some support assets with 6 times HE and 8 times smoke fire missions. We are to take Objective Alpha and destroy the enemy. And I'm gonna do that. Let me just quickly remove these waypoints here. Okay. And now we can choose our own destiny, which is quite nice. The sad thing about this update though is they've added a few new missions that use this command mode, and they have, how should I call it, copied a few already existing missions and added the command mode to them. But the command mode is unfortunately not available in every mission of the game. I would have liked for them to do that, because why not? What's the harm in it? But so far most of the missions in the game are without a command mode. There are just a few missions that have it. At least it looks to me that way. In the main menu, I actually did not start one of the missions that are not labeled as having the command mode, and I don't think that they will have that enabled. So how do I want to approach this? How do I want to approach this indeed? Well, first of all, I want the Bradleys to stay behind for a moment. So I'm gonna tell them to hold their position here for a time, 15 seconds, while the 2 ABRAMS platoons advance. These guys, they are gonna advance to this road, and they're gonna hold there. My guys, we are gonna advance parallel to them to here, I think. I want us to set up kind of a screen here. the Bradleys, after the 15 seconds are up, they will start to move down this road. And I want them to move into the village here. And through it. And I want them to provide long-range fire support. By the way, speaking of fire support, it's another missed opportunity, I think, that I can't pre-plan fire missions. So I can only call these during the mission. Okay. So this is this here setup. This tank unit is gonna hold here, but for how long? I think the two tank units should more or less advance together in the next step while the Bradleys give fire support. So I want to see these guys follow this road to where? To here. And I will call smoke into this area while they do so that they don't get shot at by these enemies that I expected to be up here. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. They will post up there. And they will wait for the go code. Go code alpha. So as soon as they get the go code alpha from me, they will start this move. My guys, we are gonna... When they move, we should move as well. And I will move us... It's not super great to move us in front of the Bradleys, but I think I'm gonna risk it. Go here, and I'm gonna move us down here. And we are gonna go into this gap in between these two forests to clear out this position up here where the enemies are expected. And this too is basically go code alpha. Yeah, that works. The Bradleys, they're gonna stay there until we are in position here. And then we will clear basically this patch here, allowing this tank force to move up further. So once we are done here, these guys are gonna move up here so that they can shoot up this position here together with us. They are to wait for go codes Bravo. Once we have secured all of that, I will move the Bradleys up to where? Go there, we'll go here. Okay, the Bradleys, they are gonna move up to a nice position, but which one? I could try to move them up through here, past these tanks, and set up a flanking position on Objective Alpha, ultimately. I think that's a good idea. So they are gonna move to here, and then flank this enemy position, while the tanks provide overwatch. I don't want them to move any further than this for that moment, though. And they are gonna wait for go codes. They can move on go code Bravo as well. Yeah. Just start moving. I will move this back a little bit. I'm gonna give this here a little modifier to hold for 15 seconds and then start this move. Should give the tank platoon more time to clean up the enemies. Okay, they are gonna hold there for the moment. We are gonna hold here. And from here I'm gonna take my tanks where? we could all together try to punch through. You guys come here. This should... This is weird. There. Don't do... Why are you trying to go down the road like that? Okay, just do this. Face that way. If I'm here, these guys won't be able to see these enemies, and I would have to cross in front of them. So I will have to smoke these guys off. And I should not attack them frontally. So when I want to move away from this position, I should next go and punch maybe through here. And we go up to Objective Alpha in kind of a concentrated force. That's one possibility how to do it. And I think we'll try just that. So I'll take my guys here, and then we are gonna go up here. And this gap might be a bit too narrow and dangerous. So we are gonna punch through the gap here. Yeah. I think this kinda works. Let's add the modifier Bravo to here, just so that I know when I have to move. And I still have Charlie and Delta available, and I will need Charlie next, because once we have completed this move, I want these other guys to start moving again. So this tank platoon, I want them to punch through up here together with the Bradleys. So they will go here upon receiving go codes Charlie, and once here I want them to come down here. The Bradleys, I want them to drive up. There's a hillside here, I'm not sure. I hope they can get through here without exposing themselves too much. But this is gonna be the Bradleys' position. Actually, I want them to come up to this little hill here. Yeah. And for that movement, so these guys will start at modifier, wait for nodes, this one. So they will hold here until this tank platoon has moved to this node and started its move here. Then they are gonna execute their move here. This tank platoon will next, you know, just flood into Alpha. And we are gonna do what? I might want these guys to actually hold on this hill up here and provide flank security against enemies coming from down here. So we will add a modifier here to hold for 30 seconds. Meanwhile, we are just gonna drive through and assault Alpha. And then once these guys are finished, I will want them to do what? We'll have the Bradleys on Overwatch there. I will want them to move up to the hill here. Or maybe over here, so that they can catch any enemies trying to go through, trying to fall back from this position. Yeah, I think we have the workings of a plan here. I just need to make sure that the final go codes are properly set up. So Charlie Code, you guys are starting to go. Once you reach this position, the Bradleys are starting to move. This might not be as great as I thought it would be, because let's remove... Oh, didn't want to do that. You come back here. Add modifier, wait for... not that node. Wait for this node, otherwise the Bradleys, I fear, are gonna start to move too early. This is better. I'm gonna move on Bravo. On Charlie, these guys are starting their move here. This should be my Charlie position here. This is the signal for me to advance. Then we just go in and adjust from there. There's a high likelihood that this plan will go wrong anyway. But this is what we'll try. So, let's recap. We are all starting to go at the same time, and we are moving up to these positions here. No, excuse me. The Bradleys, they are gonna wait a few seconds before they start to move. But ultimately we are gonna move to these positions here, which should allow us a nice dominating position for these fields ahead of us. On Go Code Alpha, the tank platoons are starting to move to the flanks. What is that? No, you're not the second platoon. They are moving up here. And my first platoon, we are moving to down here. And for this move, I'm gonna drop smoke into this gap here. Once those guys are in position and I'm in position down here, I can call the Go Code Bravo, which will set the Bradleys in motion. I will have to drop more smoke to protect them as they move. I must not forget that. The Bradleys are gonna wait here for a moment. Meanwhile, the tanks are moving up to this position, and I'm gonna be moving up to... This here should have been Go Code Bravo. Can I... Yeah, remove the Go Code. Yeah, okay. So on Bravo, the tanks are starting to move. I'm moving my guys across here. I will have to deploy smoke in this area. We're moving to here. The second platoon is moving to here. And the Bradleys, after waiting here for a few moments, they are gonna move up to here, where they will be waiting for the second platoon to reach this node. Meanwhile, when I call Charlie, second platoon will move up through here, trigger the movement of the Bradleys, which will then move up to here, and the second platoon will move towards Objective Alpha and then swing south. Meanwhile, I will be moving through this gap here, directly onto Objective Alpha. Okay, I think we got it. Let's start the mission and see what happens. I mean, the mission is called Beginner's Luck. Let's hope I have it.
Loader ready! Table loaded! Gunner ready! Table index!
And let's not wait, let's go, because the Bradleys, they are waiting not too long. Yeah, we do see the waypoints and everything, that's nice. Let's switch on thermals. But I have to keep an eye out for the waypoints too. Contact! I saw something. Okay, that looks suspicious. Like tanks. Dug in tanks. Keep moving. Keep moving. Where's the waypoint? It's over here. Oh shit. Well. Shit. Let me take another tank. Maybe I should have dropped smoke already.
Traverse right. On. Identified. Target
But
locked.
the enemy is further forward than I thought they would be.
Traverse left.
Much further. Let's drop artillery on those defenses.
Left. Gunner. APC.
Enemy APCs.
Identified. Fire. On the way. Re-engage. On the way. Target. Cease
He's
fire.
down. Okay. Waiting for go code Alpha. Bradleys are moving up. I'm moving to my Alpha position now. We are still taking fire from somewhere. That way.
Hey, traverse left. On. Identified. Fire. Fire Sambo. On the way. Charge.
No idea if I hit or not. No, that was short.
On the way. Downfall.
They're out full, that's great.
On the way. Target. Engage.
Okay, everybody is moving up to their Alpha positions. And looks like we have defeated the enemy's defenses for now. Good. That tank is not on fire, but the hatches are open. Looks like the crew disembarked and looks like they're receiving artillery fire. We lost one tank in each platoon. Damn it. Not great. Okay, Alpha is next to move. Who called... Ah, that was me calling the artillery. Yeah, okay. Let me drop smoke into this gap now. Let's wait a moment. I should have dropped this way earlier. That's enemy artillery. Okay, that's additional pressure. Yeah, we gotta start to move, but I gotta wait for the smoke for a moment. Where are you going? No, seriously, where are you going? There's the smoke. Okay. We are now moving up to down here. Let's hit that. Alpha. The tank's on the move. Smoke is landing in front of us. Good. Where's that Bradley going? Didn't he get the memo about his go code that he's supposed to wait for? Okay, we are now swinging to the right here. So I have to keep an eye on this smoke and hope that it doesn't dissipate too quickly. Enemies. They're on the ridge, goddammit. That was a horrible miss. Doesn't matter. We crossed the gap. Kinda. Important thing is that we crossed this gap and it looks like we made it. That's good, and now that I have seen where that tank is, let's drop artillery onto it. Okay, we are moving up to this position, and there we'll wait for our next go code. Over. Hit it.
Target lost. Gunner, tank identified.
Load saber, come on. The artillery's landing.
On the way. Target.
Target. Re-engage again. Okay, my buddies took it out. But now we are dominating this field here. This is a good position. This part worked well enough. This worked well enough. Let's drive a little bit further. Yeah, we are taking artillery fire, but we are sitting in tanks. We should be fine. So, next up, we have to cross in front of this enemy position. I will have to smoke that off and most likely just artillery the shit out of them. While we make this crossing to C. That's the next waypoint over. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's call artillery. And smoke 2. Just smoke them. And then I'm gonna call Bravo. No, we lost the Bradley. I guess that was the Bradley that for some reason decided to drive off on its own. I'm pretty sure it was that Bradley that we lost. Okay, the artillery is landing. And the smoke is inbound. Let's wait. Smoke takes a moment. I can hear the artillery impacting already. Yeah, there's the smoke. Okay, let's wait. And then we are gonna call Bravo. Let's go. Let's cross this field. Fast, come on. Go, 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 go. So far, so good. Good run. Good run. The other tanks are advancing up to there. I necessarily don't have to wait down here. I could try to drive up further. No, let's wait. The Bradleys are moving up right now. The other tank platoon is getting into position to cover their advance. Ooh, didn't want to do that. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. It's very easy. You want to drag the map around and you accidentally grab one of the nodes and then you suddenly drag that thing around instead of the map. Okay, the tanks are standing by there. I have more artillery. Now that the Bradleys are moving up, I don't want any infantry from this forest surprising them. So let's drop artillery onto that. And do I need to drop smoke for them? Yes, I do, into this gap here. Let me restock a few heat rounds while we wait here. Bradleys, come on, keep moving. Okay, they're moving up the hill. That's why they were going so slow for a moment. Should go faster now. Smoke is inbound. Should hit just in time, I think. I hope. I'll keep the smoke coming, if necessary, until these guys are in position. Yeah, they're rearming. Okay, I need more smoke. Add modifier, hold position for 30 seconds, please. So that's the good thing, I can add modifiers on the fly, and nodes and everything. So Bradleys are gonna keep here for a moment, allowing me to call more smoke. 30 seconds should be enough. Come on. Nobody's hitting us with artillery right now, which is very pleasant. The enemy was well dug in. That was challenging. That was certainly challenging. Okay, 3, 2, the Bradleys are moving. Call this. And I think I call Charlie right now. Let's go. Cancel the restocking. And I think it's time to start putting some artillery onto Alpha. Just some preemptive artillery bombardment. Smoke dropping in front of us. Giving us cover as we advance here. Nice. No enemies visible. I need to keep moving onto Alpha now, but I'm waiting a moment for the other platoon to come forward. This is now the attack. We have used up this artillery. We have artillery falling onto the village. I would love to put more smoke into this area, but I don't have it available right now. I will have to start to move any moments. We won't have time for that, so let's just go. The other platoon is coming up on my left now. Together, we are gonna advance up this hill towards the village. Drop the smoke. What kind of smoke is this? I don't like this. You guys, what are you waiting for? Keep moving. The Bradley's already up. What the heck? Why are they not keeping to the plan? One Bradley's already up there. Or maybe that's the one that decided to just foolishly leave on his own. I'm waiting for the other tanks. Smoke is deploying to my right. Nice. Okay, advance. The village is just in front of us. Targets! I hope I killed it. I'm hit. Don't know by what. Mine? Right track destroyed. Let's take the next tank. No idea what hit me. Really no idea. That will be an interesting after-action report. It's sure to finish off this thing. Bail out. We are being flanked. Damn it. Yeah. This platoon is toast. About the other platoon, how are you doing? Enemy tanks flanking us. The Bradleys were supposed to overwatch this. Did not work. These guys flanked us at the worst moment. That turret flew nicely. Load heat. Heat up. Got him. What do you mean re-engage? He's toast. Okay. So second platoon, instead of securing the flank here, but, well, that's a moot point now, I think. I think the enemy had its flank attack. We will now secure the village. Is the village secure or not? Let's just make sure. No surviving crew members. I think the village is secure, but the mission objective is not complete. Bradley's. Actually, you can move up onto this hill, then move down like this. Provide overwatch. Maybe there are more enemies. Maybe in that enemy position to the south. Damn, this... Okay, we've taken objective Alpha. No, that's it. That's it, but damn, we took losses. First platoon. Yeah, we have this tank that got hit by God knows what. Right track destroyed, commander heavily wounded. The other tanks are done. The crews have bailed out. Probably survived, but yeah, well. Second platoon has one tank with its track destroyed. All the way... Where is this thing? Oh boy. All the way back here. So they have lost one tank out here and had another one disabled, and it stayed here the whole time. That's great. The Bradleys, one okay, two okay. Okay. 2 Bradleys down. This was a costly attack. I have to say, this was really costly. This flanking attack over the hill by the enemies at the last moment absolutely smashed my advance into the village. I probably should not have driven my tanks into the village. I probably should have taken the hill, but I think I had left that to this tank platoon. But they were a bit slow to do that. Yeah. Let's hit end after maybe taking a picture of this disaster that we have here. None of our tanks seem to be on fire, right? I mean, apart from this one. Oops. Oh, wow. That's a picture that I somehow need to grab. Like so. Did not see a notification that the picture was taken. Oh well, it's okay. I can grab it from the video. But that's that. Okay, let's go and go to the after action report. So, NATO personnel lost 2. That's fortunate. 7 vehicles lost. 81 shots fired. Pact forces 18 men lost. 16 vehicles lost. 36 shots fired. We are not just gonna show the hits, we are not just gonna show the player-involved stuff, we will not exclude small caliber, although I don't think there was any. And we are not gonna exclude the fire support. And now let's go through the shots here. So, we start the whole action by a shot from me, apparently. We are driving up here, I spot the enemy tanks, a saber round at 2 kilometers distance flies into the turret of this thing, and unfortunately does not take it out. And these things are dug in well. Next, we have the shot that takes me out. One of the dug-in tanks on the right flank. Boy, oh boy, these guys were in a nasty position. Takes a shot almost 2 kilometers away. through the trees. And the shot hits my tank right through the track here. Oh wow. What kind of ammunition did these guys fire? 2 kilometers. It goes through the track, through the side of the tank, through the fuel tank, into the crew compartment. And fortunately does not wound any of the men inside, but the tank is disabled at this point. The gun turret drive is hit. So yeah, the tank was done at this point and the crew bailed out. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Next up, one of the T-72s. You know what we should do? Wait a moment. We should just take a quick look at the enemy's position so that I can actually show you properly who we are fighting and where they are. These are my guys advancing. We seem to have some enemies here. Yeah, they had some APCs suddenly on the hill here on the flank. These are the dug-in enemy tanks in the middle, so to speak. This is the one that I fired at. And there is one further dug-in tank behind these two. And then we have more dug-in enemy tanks somewhere on the right, I think. Can't find them now, though. We did have some on the right, I thought. Well, can't find them right now. Even with thermals I can't. But okay. I'm sure we'll see them in just a moment. Let's get out of this view and continue this. So this shot goes at... Wait. Maybe I can show them like this where they are. Which tank is this? Okay, so we do have only 2 tanks dug in. And the one behind them. So this tank that fired and took me out is the same one that I fired at and didn't take it out? Oh. 251? 251, yeah. Okay, so we traded shots. I didn't take him out, his shot immobilized me. Okay, shot number 3. By the tank on his left there. 1780 meters. Unfortunately, this tank was looking in that direction for whatever reason. And the shell goes through the side of the turret. And does all kinds of damage. The gunner's side is damaged. The gunner's head is... so the gunner is killed. Yeah, the gunner is simply killed. And I think that this tank was abandoned after this hit. I think that it's the one that was left sitting here abandoned. But we'll see. Might have been this one as well. Because here we have another shot by that same tank. He's shooting again, 1700 meters. And shoots right through the track of this one. Yeah, okay, this was the one that was still alive, but left behind because of the damaged track. The crew stayed inside. And this one was really abandoned after that hit to the gunner's face. Okay, so this one is now immobilized here. Now we are starting to shoot back. Or well, second platoon is. This guy gets a bead on one of the tanks, 1650 meters. Hits the entrenched tank in the turret, but does not penetrate. Wow. Counterfire from one of the BMPs that have rolled up on this hill here. Heat round to the front of the turret is stopped by the turret cheek special armor array. Does not penetrate. One of the BMPs is taken out in return by this tank here. Armor piercing shell, just straight through, killing all the crew with one hit. Brutal. The entrenched T-72s are continuing to cause problems. The one on the right here, 251, Fires again at one of the tanks, almost 2 kilometers. Fires at one of the tanks in my platoon. Or might actually be... Yeah, I think he continues to fire at my original tank. Or does he? Or is it... That's a good question. No, I don't think... I think there's another tank that gets hit. So the shell impacts down there, but still somehow manages to penetrate or to sprawl into the tanks. And the driver is a little bit wounded. The loader is a little bit wounded. And what else? Nothing too important. Right track is hit. But I think at this point, this tank platoon was still A-okay. Apart from the first tank that was taken out. Somebody gets another shot at the tank sitting here on the left side of the trench network, 252. Here is one tank from 2nd platoon. Fires 1700 meters, hits the turret and does penetrate. And this time, propellant casing is hit but not penetrated. Still, the gunner's sight is destroyed. So I think that at this point, this tank might be out of action. We'll see though. For now, we have one of the BMPs taking a shot at one of the tanks of 2nd platoon, and once again, the shell is stopped by the turret cheek special armor array. Might have even been the same tank that received the hit here. I remember that it had this camo netting on the gun. So he was hit already once on the right side of the turret and now on the left side of the turret. I take a shot with a heat round and unfortunately hit this tree here right in front of me instead of one of the BMPs that I was aiming for. Unfortunate. A BMP takes another shot at this guy and once again the shell does not penetrate because it is crushed by the impact angle. The impact angle is very bad. And so the BMP is not successful. However, the tank returns fire. Only 400 meters. And the shell goes right through the side of the vehicle there. Some splinters or fragments hit the gunner's left leg and left arm. The fuel tank is penetrated as well, so maybe a fire is started here. However, it doesn't really matter, because the second tank of that platoon that is still available gains line of sight and puts a shell right below the turret, killing the gunner. Now, what else happens? The T-72 takes another shot. It is 251. He takes another shot here. At almost 2 kilometers. The shell does not penetrate. It is stopped by the turret cheek armor. Okay, so I am now in command of another tank here. I'm driving up and yeah, I'm shooting another heat shell at the BMPs and I hit this one just a little bit low. Strip off its track basically. But one of the second platoon tanks, the one with the camo netting on the gun, takes a shot and just shoots into the rear of this thing with a heat shell. This does all kinds of damage. The gunner is probably killed. The commander is killed. Yeah. The missile launcher is penetrated. The casing to ammunition. Yeah, this thing is gone. A warhead is even penetrated, so I think this thing just blows up. Okay, we continue our battle. Our advancing tanks of 2nd platoon gain line of sight to... Oh, okay. They gain line of sight to whom? Who is this? Ah, this is the one that is entrenched all the way in the back. He takes a shot at it with a heat round, but the warhead is stopped by the turret, unfortunately. This is as they are moving up to their next position. I take a shot at the two tanks that are still entrenched in the front, but I miss. Fire short. Ooh, this is interesting. This is second platoon advancing. No. No, this is first platoon. This is the tank next to me. He takes a shot at those entrenched tanks. 1780 meters, and he hits the gun barrel. So there's a good chance that this thing can't fire anymore. So 261. Okay, that is the one. Is it the one entrenched in the back, or what is that now? Yeah, okay. There are the two entrenched ones, and this is the one sitting in the back. So it might now be unable to fire. I take another shot and miss at the entrenched tanks here. And, well, somebody else doesn't miss. The tank next to me acquires the target, fires 1500 meters, and the shell this time goes straight through the turret. Commander is killed. Gunner is wounded. Propellant casing is hit. Not penetrated though. So there's a chance that this thing is not on fire yet. Another shot is taken. By that same tank, I believe. This one hits the gun barrel and, well, shatters due to the impact angle and therefore does not penetrate into the turret. But I take another shot now. I think I've stopped for a moment even. I fire a heat round, and the heat round hits the turret, penetrates through. The commander is just messed up, and the gunner is wounded too. What do we have here? Okay, the one tank sitting there in the back is being hit by me. I fire 1300 meters. Yeah, I don't hit it, I actually miss. But yeah, I spot that thing and take a shot at it as we pass this clearing. Yeah, we were passing this clearing. And I took a few shots at this guy because I saw him there. Another miss. And now we have here the first of the Bradleys dying. And I think this is the one that just rolled out on his own for some weird reason. Ignored the waypoints. And he is hit by that entrenched tank. So the gun is still operational. The gun fires 700 meters. No chance. Shell penetrates straight through the transmission. Kills the driver. And, well, I guess we do have... Let's see... No ammunition is hit or anything like that, but that vehicle is now stopped. The transmission is smashed, the driver is killed. So my guess is that the remaining crew gets out. I take a shot at that entrenched tank once more, but I just miss it. I missed many shots today. I'm getting rusty. I didn't play for a long time. Shooting another heat round as I'm moving. 1 kilometer, and this one hits. Hits the turret, messes up the commander. Gun breach housing and autoloader are also damaged. But not significantly so. I take another shot from 970 meters away. And, well, another penetration. But, yeah, this is an armor-piercing shell. It basically just goes straight through. There's nothing in the turret storage box that this shell penetrates, and the autoloader might be a bit damaged, but I think this tank is still in the fight. My other tank that is with me, on my left, takes a shot, armor-piercing round, penetration. But once again, this tank is sitting so deep, we can't really get to the vital and very volatile components beneath the turret. However, we do have a fragment here hitting and penetrating propellant casing. So, here's some luck finally. Propellant casing is hit and penetrated, and that should start a fire in the vehicle. So at this point it might be done. Okay, now comes the attack on the village, apparently. Yeah. So, for some weird reason, one single Bradley is once again rolling up on his own. He spots a BMP and engages with the Bushmaster cannon. Puts a shell through the driver's viewport, but not through much else. Another one doesn't penetrate. This one does penetrate, but once again does not do anything significant apart from damaging the transmission. Another one. Once again into the transmission, and this time also into the engine a little bit. Looks like he spots another BMP. Yeah, another BMP spotted, and he starts to shoot into its sides. Doesn't do anything though. And then an artillery shell screams down from the heavens and smacks into the earth just behind this thing. And I believe that should be curtains for this BMP. Artillery shell exploding to its rear. Yeah, that's not a fun time for the crew. But, as it was inevitable at this point, the lone Bradley that rolled up gets engaged from the rear. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, this is so mean. Just to clarify why I am a little bit upset right now, look where these tanks are coming from. So, we were advancing up here. This is my platoon advancing towards the village. This is where the Bradleys are supposed to advance. And from the map edge, a platoon of T-72s is suddenly rolling up. Now I know what messed up 1st platoon as I was advancing towards the village. Oh, this is mean. Yeah, T-72 fires armor piercing straight into the back of this thing. It had no chance. Well, nothing important was actually hit. Apart from the left track, but I think this vehicle will be abandoned by the crew. Or hit again. But yeah, now we are rolling up. I spot that BMP here. I fire, but I fire just a little bit too high. Missed that shot. And now comes the pain from those tanks on my flank all of a sudden. That T-72 fires a heat round. And well, it takes out my track. So I abandon this tank. I did not see these guys advancing at all. Look at this, they're in a perfect position to completely screw us over. A tank from 2nd platoon seems to have spotted the threat, but too late. That is the one with the camo netting on the gun. It gets engaged by one of the T-72s. Armor piercing round to the side. And yeah, propellant casing is hit. Hull ammo storage is penetrated. Propellant casing is penetrated, so this tank just flames up. The crew probably managed to get out, because none of them are wounded. My guess is that the blowout panels worked and the force of the ammunition fire was directed outwards. Damn it! The other tank from 2nd platoon. Well, he takes something of a little bit of wrench, 200 meters, fires a shell right through the frontal armor of this T-72 here. And what do we have here? Warhead is hit, a throwing charge is penetrated, propellant casing in the ammo carousel is penetrated. So my guess is that at this point the turret just goes flying. Okay. For some reason he panics and starts to turn around, but fires another shot at the next T-72, hitting it in its side and just delivering a beautiful hit here. Propellant casing is penetrated, so this thing is done, on fire, maybe exploded. And then he continues to finish off even that remaining tank here. Puts a shell right through the side of the turret, as this thing was for some reason looking that way. Maybe they spotted the upcoming Bradleys. Because 2 more Bradleys should be coming from that direction. Oops, my bad. And yeah, this goes through the side of the turret. Hits the fire control system. Wounds the gunner. What else? Propellant casing is penetrated as well. So this thing is on fire. Okay, so the flanking tank attack here has been completely defeated by this tank of 2nd platoon. The last surviving tank of 2nd platoon. Meanwhile, I move up, I spot this BMP in front of me and I put a shell through it. But then nasty things start to happen with an attack coming. Yeah, you can see it right there if you look closely. A tank appearing over the hill. Because that's what happens next. I suddenly get hit in the side because we have another T-72 platoon advancing over this hill here. And they catch me. Yeah, shell right through the side. This is a nasty one. This is a nasty one. Because the loader, the poor loader, he loses his legs. The gunner loses his arm and his leg. The gun breech is hit. Yeah, all kinds of things are messed up in this tank, so it is being abandoned. And the next tank that comes up, I think even before I have a chance to really switch to it, just got blasted right into the side from just 90 meters away. That shell penetrates the turret armor. I mean, at that range there's really no chance. And looks like the commander gets it. Yeah, the commander is basically done. But there's some resistance. Is it the same tank? I believe so. Yeah, I think they fire at the same time. He fires at this T-72 advancing over the hill. Shell comes in at a nice point. And yeah, propellant casing is hit and penetrated, so the tank is done. Probably blows up or catches on fire immediately. The Bradleys are moving up. One of them gets engaged by the T-72s. Advancing up here. This one fires 560 meters, fires a bit low. And therefore doesn't really do too much, but does wound the commander. And does penetrate the fuel tank. Not sure if that started the fire or not. Not sure if the Bradleys stuck around. Or if the crew immediately bailed out. Oh, they stuck around. Because... is it the same one? Let me just check this. It's not the same one. The other Bradley stops and fires a tow missile, 570 meters, guides it in, and hits this tank in the side. And this is a devastating hit. A devastating hit. Everything inside gets smashed. The ammo carousel gets smashed. And so this tank just goes. By now I've taken command of the surviving tank of 2nd platoon, I believe. And I drive up here. Spot this tank, 95 meters. Fire low, hit right into the ammo carousel. Turret goes flying. I advance. Spot this or engage or shoot at this BMP a little bit too late. He gets a shot off. Heat shell. But the shell is stopped by the... crushed by the impact angle, actually. So does not do anything. I return fire. Heat shell to the front of the vehicle, and yeah, this thing is done. Starts to burn. And then we have one final shot as I'm moving through the village and I spot this not burning BMP. I fire a heat round into its side to just set it on fire. And that is the end result. The turret that went flying, yeah. This here. This is mean. This is really, really mean. A platoon of tanks suddenly appearing off-map and rolling up. That's mean. This one, I'm ready to accept this one because I could have prevented this. If I had moved 2nd platoon directly to this hill, or if I had taken this hill myself with 1st platoon and screened in this direction, I would have absolutely prevented this. But a platoon just appearing from off-map and rolling directly onto us? Wow, that's mean. That's mean. But we did it. We still did it. It was a nice mission, and I have to say I do like the command mode. It's nice. I wish they would add it to every mission in the game. Just add it. let the player choose if he wants to change the mission plan or not. Why not? They should really convert every single mission that's in the menu to this new system. They should just do it. Because it's a good system. Ultimately, it's a good system. The only thing I would wish for is the ability to not just give commands to individual platoons, but to individual tanks and vehicles as well. That would be the icing on the cake. Well, maybe that's possible, and maybe I just... But I don't think that's possible. I think it's only per platoon, not per unit. But that would really be the icing on the cake. Because now I can give orders to my other platoons that are fighting with me. I still really can't give orders to other tanks that are in my own platoon. I would love to be able to tell a tank that is in my own platoon, hey, go over there, keep overwatch. And one important thing that's missing, very much important. I want the ability to modify a node, a waypoint node, add a modifier where I can select in which direction the unit will be watching from that node. So if I want to send a platoon somewhere into an overwatch position, I want to be able to tell them, I don't know, watch south or watch southeast or watch west, something like that. That would make it much easier to set up good overwatch. I would enjoy that. Yeah, alright. So this has been it for today. I do hope that you have enjoyed this look at the command mode. And although we have taken some losses, 7 vehicles, that's rough. That's really rough. We still won, we still beat the mission. And I really did enjoy playing it. And I really do enjoy to have this command mode in the game, so thank you very much developers, excellent addition. What's up next week? Next week, I'm not sure yet. I'll think of something. I have a few ideas. I don't think it's gonna be Wings over Flanders Fields yet. I think I need more time. I'm recording this on the 3rd of December right now. And I don't think I'll be quite ready. No, I think next week we'll see something else. Not necessarily GHPC, although maybe. Maybe I get a real urge to continue playing this. But whatever it will be awesome. And I hope you are looking forward to that. Until then, have some really great days and goodbye.